So if you saw the mail I acquired from my pig farming, this is what I used to learn the mailing myself. And this is what my father got years ago. I wasn't even born by then. Okay, so this is an old type mail, hammer mail actually. Okay, so this is what I used to learn everything about mailing as I can. Once I got started myself, I decided to retire this one and then get started with my own by getting a more advanced version of this one. Like this still works perfectly. If you don't have patience with this, you will struggle to do it. Okay, so what it is done is that it's meant for the old people like my mom and then some old people who are here. If I have a lot of patience, like that's what I wanted to mean. Because this one, you can't operate it very fast. It's not efficient. Once you even try mailing it, the grains are not picked up very fast. And instead of you spending like 30 minutes to mail something, you have to spend close to 2 hours to do the same thing. So that is the more reason why I got an advanced version of it for my pig farm. But just to appreciate that this is what got me started. I never played any dull moment here when I was starting. I learned everything I can about this one. Okay, but one thing is this is a bit complicated. Every part of this is complicated, very heavy. Every part is very heavy, like you can see it here. Okay, especially when you are trying to start it. This is what we used to start. So once you get it this way, then you lock it. So you try turning it. That's how you get it started. So with this is also its gear. Once you turn it and then there's a lot of speed attached, then you just turn this area as a gear. Then it gets started for you. Okay, and this is where you use to control the up and down, crying and then like reducing the speed. This is what you use if you want to stop it also. This is the same thing you use to do it. But this is a bit complicated as compared to what I got myself. And the same thing, it has a cooling tank here. So let me also tell you about one incident that happened years ago when this mill was started. But then we were still young and we couldn't start this mill ourselves. And for you to start this mill, it requires a lot of energy. You need to be strong enough to turn it. As you're seeing this thing here, it's not easy at all, okay? And let me show you something. Okay, so for you to turn it, after putting this, so you have to ensure the hole faces this way. Then you insert a nail. So it is the nail that will help you to get firm hold of it, and then you'll be able to turn it as I'm doing this way. And once there's a lot of speed and the gear is being inserted this way, okay, so once there's a lot of speed, the only thing is you turn the gear this way and it gets started. That's all. Okay, so and one thing is also that if you have no experience with this, most of the times you will think you are very strong, but it also requires experience. If you are strong and you don't have the experience, you will start it all right. But for you to remove this out of it this way, that is why I want to tell a story about what happened and incidents. So the guy was able to start it all right. He was like, he can do it, so they should give it to him to do it, to start it. Which they agreed. So after giving it to him, the guy was able to start it all right. So once the machine got started with a lot of speed, it requires experience for you to get rid of this one, to remove it completely from here. Okay, and with that you can't do it by force. You need to hold it gently. Once holding it gently, you don't have to force it. It will remove by itself. But this guy tried to remove it by force, and that is where the thing went off his hand. Okay, he lost grip of it, and after losing the grip, the speed was too much that he ran and left this holding it. Okay, he ran and left this thing here.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
So even before he could run to the entrance here, he was already reached by this thing, and it got his occiput hitting very hard on the ground, which got some blood oozing out of his head. So it's not always about how strong you are, but it also requires experience. If you're not able to remove it, you will start it all right. And if I'm to start it and I'm not able to remove this thing, if like for now that I'm experienced, if you start it for me and you're not able to remove it, I'll quickly put it off by pressing this thing harder. Okay, so once you press this harder, the machine is not able to go with the speed it's supposed to go with, and with that it can even go off instantly. And that is how you get, or that is how you remove this one and then save the person who tried to do that. Okay, so that is one of the saddest things that ever happened here, when the guy got injured because of his inability to remove this this gear here. I'm showing you. Okay, all right. And there's also another incident that happened, and that is also with this component. Okay, so we call it the male. Okay, and with the male, this is where the final product, or the male product come out of this side. Okay, so this side, it comes down from this hole here. There was also a time where whilst the grains were coming, the woman was saying it wasn't coming as expected. So he tried to put her hand, okay, she tried to insert her hand deep in order to bring the grains out. And the 1 million was not paying attention to this side. So before the person even realized that the lady has inserted her hand here, 2 of her fingers were already gone, chopped off. Okay, because she inserted it too deep that she got to the grinding aspect of it and they cut off her 2 fingers. You get it? So with this, if you are mailing this, it's full of precautions you need to take yourself, as well as you're ensuring that your customers are also safe. So if you see this stick here, it is also used to provide safety so that the customer or the one with the product does not go close to the puller. This one is okay. Because if you get close to this and this gets hold of your cloth, it can drag you somewhere, and then before you realize, blood everywhere, or we need to stop work and take you to the hospital, which we don't want it to happen. So we use this stick here to ensure safety of our customers as well. Okay, so if you see me that I'm saying I have a firm grip of this mailing activities and hammer mail aspect, it is basically because I got experience using this mail my father got. And I must say that among the male children, I'm the only one who was interested in this mailing aspect. And for that, I am the only one who can operate it perfectly. And I'm the only one who can also install and uninstall it, every part of it. I learned engineering deliberately, mechanical one, of course. Okay, so whenever the fitter or the mechanic himself comes around, I was always here to also assist him do a lot of things. So from there, he took me through some training, and anytime there's a minor fault, I just call him and he will take me through the steps to do. And before you realize, the mill is operating fully and perfectly. So this is a mill that got me started into getting my own mill, if I must say. But just that this is a bit complicated as compared to what I got myself. And what I got also is more efficient than this one. What I got to use 10 minutes to finish or mail, this one will use close to 50 minutes or 1 hour to mail the same thing. Okay, so that's the only difference.